Me and my girls just wanna die. And that's why we're fixing each other's wrong. Things right down. Hey, hey. Me and my girl, why is right down? And that's why we're fixing each other's wrong. Things right down. Hey, hey. Me and my girls just wanna die. And that's why we're fixing each other's wrong. Please lie down. Hey, hey. Me and my girls just want to lie down. And that's why we're fixing each other's wrong. Please lie down.
What's up, everybody? And thank you for coming to the Queen's Wind Down premiere. Happy Sunday to you. Oh my goodness. Hey, Pebbles.
Hey.
Hey, big baby.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. So listen, what's up, Queens? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Y'all, well, listen. I know this is a production, but I need for y'all to act like it's just us and the world isn't watching. Is that all right? All right.
Do I need to give a disclaimer?
Not yet. I'm going to let you give you a disclaimer. Hold on. Let me say this again. What's up, world? It is your leader, Lady Tyra Hill, and welcome to season 3 of the Queen's Wind Down premiere. And today it is going down. Of course, y'all know I had to touch down on what you call it, baby, dot on the map. The FLINT, and do a premiere with my day ones. It is so epic for me. I think more so for them because they're a little bit more laid back. But for me to be able to produce a show and come home and do it with my girls, how dope and amazing is that? So, Pebbles, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me.
Speak up, Pebbles.
Thanks for having me, Tyra.
So, Pebbles, real quick, because I'm going to start with you. I bet you thought I was going to start with D-Baby.
Well, come on, bring it.
So, I just wanted to say thanks for sitting with me. I love you. We've been sisters for a long time. I think I was 12 years old. I'm 44. How old are you, Pebbles?
50.
Right. 50.
Yeah,
Right.
50,
50, right. So Pebbles was the OG whose house we would go to when we were teenagers. And so I kind of sat at your feet a lot. You instilled a lot of wisdom into me.
I hope I did.
You did. Don't you think you did a good job?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, but just to be able to sit here now, big baby, how is it for you? Because last night we was talking, and I was just saying I would give anything. Then I was like, no, I wouldn't give anything, but I would love for a moment to kind of go back to the Copa days or at the Beavers or Saginaw Street experience. And for those that's tuning in that don't know, I think everybody has those dope moments in their city. Mm-hmm. Like even in Detroit, we would go to Detroit and we would see them race on the weekends. Mm-hmm. But in my city, in our city, in Flint, we just had some dope ass moments. Like some epic moments.
And it's so funny you talking about that because we went out together and you weren't even supposed to be in the club.
Oh my goodness. I always say that though.
Yeah.
I always say it was you, Tyra Breed. And no, not Tyra Breed. Rest in peace, Tyra Breed. Tyra Furlow. Yes, and Tammy would have me. Yes, would have me in the. I think I started going to the club. Now let me say, well, shouldn't no kids be watching because this is an adult show. You know what I'm saying? But let me say, I think I started going to the club when I was probably like, no, I wasn't even 16. 13. See, this is why
always been grown.
This is why I didn't want to do a show.
It's funny though because you never seem like your age.
Well, hold on. Y'all hold that thought.
Always a little bit more mature.
But that's because I had dope ass queens around me. And then we're gonna talk about you, big baby, and why we call you big baby. So before we do all of that, welcome guys. If you're tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you on Twitch, right? YouTube, Facebook, whatever, wherever you are in the world, make sure you chime into the comments. Let us know how you're feeling about what we're talking about because it's going down on the season premiere of the Queen's Wind Down. So I just wanted to shout out all of the viewers. Love viewers and kids. You Pebbles, because Big Baby, you
I
know,
ain't finna
she
blow no
hood.
kiss.
You know I'm gonna kiss.
Bloody kiss again. Bloody again, Pebbles.
I'll blow you a shot.
Oh my
Before we
goodness.
get off into the show and pick up with what you were talking about, I wanted to give a quick shout out to a few people. I gotta shout out Tia. Tia made sure this production happened. All of the equipment that got shipped to Michigan had to come through Tia. So shout out to my cousin Tia, who is also my graphic designer, and she also created my first logo for the Tyrell Show. So shout out to you, Tia. Thanks, babe. I want to shout out, y'all see us drinking in these cute glasses. Oh my goodness, y'all see that? You see the Queen's wind down glasses? You know what I'm saying? This is custom made by Glass Drinkware Collection. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for giving us our Queen's wind down glasses. I got to shout out the people who put the food on the table, because y'all know I'm a big girl and I like to eat, right?
And I'm a little one like to eat.
Shout out to Mike Larry, my brother Mike. Thank you for those ribs, delicious ribs, for the macaroni and cheese and the green beans. You put pressure on it, baby. Last but not least, y'all see our cocktails? It's called the Queen. It's our rendition of sangria, our homemade sangria, made by none other than Delicious, Deja Whitley. It has vodka, wine, in it, and fruit.
Good.
It's good, because y'all not drinkers.
No.
But is it good? It's not too strong.
No.
It's just right.
And that's dangerous.
It's
When you don't have a strong taste to it, it's dangerous because you be sipping more.
so yeah, because y'all didn't want that much. And
No, I'm still waiting on mine to get watered down.
You don't need to. It's nice.
No, don't tell me. I'm supposed to water in it.
why would you pour water in it?
Did you taste it?
Y'all taste it.
But you know, Big Baby always been a funny acting one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a drinker. But what are you? Tell people what you are.
I got a card.
What kind of card do you have?
See, now you
Is
finna
it,
get a-
is Tia?
Now see, look at that.
Is our camera on? It is. There we go. Yes. What kind of card do you have, Big Baby? Do tell.
I'll tell you what kind of card I have. I have a medical marijuana card, and even if I didn't have one, I'm
So you a smoker?
you see my lips. You a drinker?
Occasionally.
Stop lying. She a full-blooded alcoholic.
Let me tell y'all something. No, I don't drink like that. No more. But I always tell my times about back in the day, because there was certain drinks, that liquor that I couldn't drink. Like for a moment, I couldn't drink dark, the Hennessy, because I would be in handcuffs. Then after the Hennessy, I couldn't drink the vodka anymore, because then I would be in handcuffs. So it was just like, well, damn, you can't win for losing.
You just don't need to drink.
I just don't even drink, because I'm always ended up in handcuffs. But in my younger days,
Yeah, younger days was on.
the younger days was off the
Yeah, I
chain.
got a history.
But everybody does have a past, and we're going to talk about the past and the journey. But before we get off up into that, we got some stuff to talk about.
All right, let's talk.
So it's a lot going on in the world.
Too much.
It's a lot going on in the world.
Too much.
First and foremost, we're going to say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Oh my goodness. And I'm quite sure everybody knows what's going on about Breonna Taylor. If you don't know, let me give you just a quick rundown. A young lady sleeping in the privacy of her home, an EMT worker, and the Louisville, Kentucky police raided her home with a no-knock warrant and murdered her while she was in her home asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so just recently, Daniel Cameron, who is the Attorney General of Kentucky, gave his press conference, and only one of the three of the officers were charged or indicted. But they were indicted with a one-time endangerment, which is like a Class D felony, and it only carries 5 years. So how are you feeling about that, Delonda?
Oh, that is like really sad. Excuse me. I mean, because it's just like, how you just gonna pass out an indictment for someone shooting in someone else's apartment? What about the Brianna? What
Right.
about Brianna? You know,
Right.
like nobody's gonna be charged for that.
Right.
People always, you know, money is like such a great deal, but there is like no amount of money that can just make that erase that. They like trying to buy it. 12
Right.
million,
12
you know, we
million.
like
Because the
million.
family settled for 12 million.
Yeah, but they thought
but
that
that it doesn't matter though. Like
Yeah.
she's still going. There's no one being charged for it, so it's kind of like, what are y'all doing with the system?
Well, it was just funny to me because during the press conference, did you see the press conference, Pebbles?
No, I didn't.
Okay, during the press conference, he kept reiterating how the team of investigators combined had over 200 years of history together, like 200 years of work experience. And I just felt like, so what? Like, who cares about how many years you guys have combined? Why isn't there a indictment on all three officers? One, and two, what did you present to the grand jury for them not to want to indict all three officers on a murder charge?
Is that where they was saying that they didn't even mention her name in the paper? I mean, in the
Well,
indictment
we're
paper?
waiting to see the transcripts because right now what's going on is her fiance, his lawyer, his attorney has requested to see the transcripts because, and the governor of Kentucky has told the AG Daniel to just release it because they're down in Kentucky tearing it up.
Oh, they turned it up.
So,
That's right.
Pebbles, how did you feel when you heard this story as a Black woman?
I mean, you know, a lot of things happen to Black women, Black men, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and it's terrifying.
Mhm.
You know, that could be me.
You're a mother of a Black man, you're a mother of Black women, and you're a grandmother of Black boys. How does that make you feel?
It's terrifying.
Mhm.
I just said the other day, I wish I could put all of them in a box and just carry them around with me.
Mhm.
I know it's impossible,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day,
Mhm.
that's how I feel.
Well, you're a wife and you're a mom of a Black boy. How do you feel? And because your husband commutes.
Oh, man. It's just like anxiety. Like once she leaves the house or leave, you know, until you hear them keys come back in that door and come in the house, it's like, other than that, the whole day is just like, oh my goodness, is something gonna happen to him? Is, you know, gonna get pulled over by the police? Just anything, just
Yeah, you pray so much more that you never thought you'd be doing, but you do
Exactly.
more.
But
now.
because see,
Because
here's
of everything that's happening, you just pray more. I do.
right, and it's like we're not safe. It's not safe to be Black.
It's
Like
not.
being Black is a like we're in a pandemic, but being Black is really like it's scary. It's like a crisis.
You know what's really crazy? It's like the Black men, they have it all the way around. Because they getting killed from the police, from the Black people, the Black men, other Black men, the white people. You know, they just got it coming all kinds of ways. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, I think it's kind of sad that we can't come together a little bit more. You know, it's time for all the hate to go other places. We got too many others hating on us. You feel us? We need to be doing better than what we doing as Black people. Because at the
And
end of the day,
unifying the community.
yeah, because we got too much other people hating on us. We don't need to hate on each other.
And that's
It
one
makes
of the
no
problems, like, and it was so important to just have this type of conversation because it is a lot of hating amongst the African American community. And let me check this out. I can't speak for the white people community because I ain't white. So I can only talk. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can only talk about what we experience as Black women. So as a Black woman, I understand that there is a lot of hate that resides within the Black community.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And it's sad.
It's extremely sad.
It's sad because look where who you don't know. You don't have everybody against you. So how y'all think y'all Black men feel?
Right. Because even Daniel Cameron, he's a Black man. And even when he said that in the press conference, it's like, okay, you Black, but we have to remember the different stages of being Black. So the Black delegation is when you're black, right? Then you think of the Jim Crow mentality and the Willie Lynch mentality, because then you got the house nigga against the field nigga, you got the short nigga against the tall nigga, you got the light skinned nigga against the dark skinned nigga, and so it's like they've always pit us against each other. So when will we wake up as a people?
Exactly.
It's really hard, but I pray, but I just don't see it. I mean, it's just too much. I mean, every time you turn around, and it just seems like at this time that all black people will band together, you know, just unified, just. But no, it's not.
No,
We don't.
There is no unity in the community
At all.
no.
And
no.
once upon a time, because people always asking, well, how do we get back to our tradition? Is not bad tradition. When I think about Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, I think about how they had to come together as a community to build Black Wall Street. You get what I'm saying? There was once upon a time within the Black community, the African American community, where we stood solid with each other, where we looked out for each other. We were a village.
Yeah, it was a village.
You get what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's because we really didn't have people to depend on you outside of our race. Like we couldn't, like, and when I say that, I mean the ancestors, our grandmothers. They couldn't go to their white homegirls, or they didn't have some opportunities that we have now.
Yeah.
So Black people had to stick together. But I heard somebody say, and I'm gonna ask you this question and then we're gonna move on. I heard somebody say one time that segregation was the worst thing that could have ever happened to Black people. Making Black people live amongst white people and white people live amongst Black people was the worst thing that happened to Black people, because when we were segregated, we owned our own banks. We were doctors. We were pharmacists. We had our own businesses and things of that nature. So how do you feel about that, Delonda?
I mean, you know, I don't think that was a bad idea, because you know, our ancestors, they just wanted to be treated equally, you know, and being treated equally is, you know, being able to walk through the same door as this white person, you know, and doing the things that they're doing, drinking out the water fountains, just, you know, being able to go to the bank to get a loan and not, you know, just everything. So I don't think that it was bad, but I just think that it comes from our ancestors. I mean, and it, like you said, it's probably because it was we were made to do it, like pinning us against each other. Because, you know, if I'm in the house, you dark, and you might be trying to run, and then I'm going talking about, hey, master, you know, such and such is running. Like, why are you telling? You should be helping me.
Black people scared of losing what they got to stand up for.
They're too comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, who's gonna risk their job, their money, and all of that to stand up for somebody else?
So what you're saying
that's
is,
a lot of it is.
and I hear you, because that's a good fact. What you're saying is, we're not willing to sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed to be truly free, like the ancestors sacrificed. When I think about Harriet, everything she sacrificed to free other people. When I think about my grandmother, and I know when you think about your mother or your parents, or, you know, just the ancestors, and Dr. King and Malcolm, all that they sacrificed so that we could have the rights that we have now. We won't even take our Black asses to the voting polls and vote. And that's a problem, and that's a breakdown. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's just crazy, because we have to figure out how to bring the Black community back as the village.
Well, what's happening now is kind of making it happen.
Yeah.
People breaking us down to our knees right about now, and people don't understand it. But it's going to happen, because they ain't going to have no other choice in the end.
Right.
And if they don't get out of here and vote this time, they really ain't going to have a choice.
That's good. That's good. Dope conversation, ladies.
So at the end of the day, that's where we at on that one.
Well, which leads me to my next conversation piece. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh my gosh, I call her, and so many others call her, the Thurgood Marshall of women's rights. It was such a tragic loss to lose her, because she is one of the Supreme Justices who stands in the gap for minorities, especially for women, right?
Yes.
And she was a big advocate on women's rights. And so, for those of you that don't know, we just lost one of our our Supreme Court justices. Justice Ruth Ginsburg was actually voted in and nominated by President Clinton.
Yep.
So we're talking about what, 94? 1990?
That's a long time.
93, 94? And before that, she was an attorney who was like fighting for women's rights in the Supreme Court, in front of the Supreme Court. And so I just think it was a great loss for the American people and for the world, but really for women, and especially women of color. Because women of color, and just women, period, not being able to vote. I don't think people realize that women just kind of got their rights to vote.
Really? I mean, a lot of things we got just got rights to.
Right.
You know?
We still not making the same amount of money as men make. There is still a big gap in between how we're treated as equals when it comes to the workplace and men. And so it was just crazy to just have to lose her in a moment where we have a narcissistic, uncontrollable tyrant of the president.
Childish.
Very childish. The ink isn't even dry on the lady's death certificate yet, and he's trying to replace her. And so it's just crazy. But she had a lot of quotes that I loved. And it's crazy because when it came to the rights of a woman being able to have an abortion, one of the things that she said, and I quote, is, "It's a decision that she must make herself."
Exactly. It's no one else's decision.
It's not.
It's not. That's a decision that you make, you know.
So let me ask you this, because I told y'all I was going to put a good conversation out of y'all. Because as women of faith, and you think about the conservatives, when people say, I support Donald Trump because he doesn't support abortions, he's a Christian. When I hear that, I get so angry. I get so angry when I hear people call Donald Trump a Christian.
So what they gonna do? Overlook all the other stuff he done?
And that's my point.
You can't pick one sin and think it's okay. All sins are the same. So just because he did one good thing that you think is
Well,
right,
I'm still
in
trying to
a
understand
Christian
of
way,
the one
you
good
know,
thing that he's done.
Well, they say that's good for the Christian because that makes him a Christian. No, it doesn't.
I don't think it makes
Because he
any
didn't commit every other sin there is in the Bible. So what they mean?
And I say that because when I think about abortion and I think about the household of faith as believers or as Christians, I don't care what you are, as Muslims, whatever type of spirituality or religion form that you've taken on, when I think about it, I think about how God gives us the freedom of choice. Every day when we wake up, we have a choice to either do good or bad, right? Exactly. And so I don't know the next woman's circumstances or the situations on why she feels that she can't be a mom at this time.
Whatever her decision is, guess what?
It
ain't my place to judge her. Whatever her decision is. You know?
And I think that's where we come in as people. I think we do a lot of judging, and it makes it hard for us to be honest, open, and transparent with each other, because I might not want to say, I'm struggling this week, I'm feeling depressed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear somebody say, oh girl, let the joy of the Lord be your strength. Like, I literally hate when people do that.
Right.
And see, even with that, somebody's going to be like, oh, she don't want to hear scripture. No, I know scripture.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't want to hear scripture, but what I'm saying is, let me feel sometimes, because you can't heal what you don't feel. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, people don't understand how real depression is.
Right. Right.
It's something you really can't control.
Right.
Like you can just say, I'm not gonna be depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No matter what
Like
you
being
do
on
or how you
autopilot.
try to get over it, sometimes you just can't get out that funk until you
Mm-hmm.
you get over it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody they just don't understand depression.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good to tell somebody they can pray about it. You know, it's
Mhm.
always good to tell somebody.
I
to
think
pray.
that's always the
But
right
at the
pray
end
for
of
them
the-
instead of telling them to pray.
But
pray
at the
for
end of
them.
the day, we still humans.
Right.
That's what everybody keep forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Jesus. We're not God. We're not perfect.
Mm-hmm. We're spiritual beings who have human experiences, right? And so we're gonna go through stuff, and sometimes it ain't gonna always feel good.
It's not.
You get what I'm saying?
And he didn't promise us that. He
Right.
didn't say that we were going to have a perfect life and there was not going to be no hurt, danger, or harm. He didn't say that, you know. So
And he didn't say when we became Christians we was gonna be perfect.
Right. But y'all know, and let me say this, and I'm probably gonna get some flack from me saying this, but y'all know I'm honest, I'm open, I'm raw, I'm real, and I'm transparent. I don't want to be attached to the word Christian anymore because everybody keeps saying Donald Trump is a Christian. I don't want to be in that. So for me, what I'm saying is I'm a believer. Because I believe. I believe in the Godhead. I believe in God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But I just think Christian is like kind of cliquish a little bit. But when I'm saying, hold on, Pebbles, because why, when we leave people's churches, they be wanting to beef with you? It's like it's cliquish. Like people, So I just feel like it's a gang, right? Like it's a gang. Like I just feel like it's cliquish, and so this is just my personal opinion. And what I'm saying is, I just don't want to be affiliated with the likes of that. You get what I'm saying? Because when I hear people say, "Well, Donald Trump has done this, he's done that," to me, in my opinion, he's done nothing but spew hate.
That's all he has.
And division, and he sowed seeds of discord, and he's a liar. You see what I'm saying? And so I don't rock like that now. Each his own. Every person has their different acceptance level, tolerance level. I'm zero tolerance. Like I can't. And so for me, yeah. So what were you gonna say when I said I don't want to be
with the Christian? Well, Christian ain't even. It's just the word, though.
Right.
Anyway, it don't. Just because you say you're a Christian don't mean you of God.
Right.
It's a spiritual thing.
Right.
So that it don't matter that you say that.
Right, because I feel like I'm more spiritual than what I am religious.
Yeah.
And it used to be once upon a time where I was very religious. And so that's a whole nother show. But I thank God for liberty. I thank God for liberty. Because when I let go of religion, I actually found my sacred one-on-one relationship with God, and I found me. You know what I'm saying? Like religion, a lot of people hide behind religion. You get what I'm saying? And some people don't like to admit to who they really are. The Bible.
They
right, like they ain't got no skeletons in the closet. Right. And so for me, that was a problem. And I was always, oh, you tell too much of your business. Oh, what color is your hair this week? Oh, I can't believe you got that on. But I've always was me. You get what I'm saying? Right. So and then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, God, you created me this way.
Right. Why are they judging me?
Why are they judging me? You get what I'm saying?
And see, that's another problem too. People
judging.
They need to stop doing that in the church. People don't want to come. Mm-hmm. You want your church to be full, you got to keep it clean. Mm-hmm. You can't be talking about people and all that backstabbing and stuff and expect the people that's not of God to want to come. Mm-hmm. They can deal with that crap in the street.
Okay, that's real. That's real.
Deal with that crap in the street.
That's real. Your face beat. Who beat your face? Look at the camera.
The kid beat my face.
Nisi Poo beat your face. Hey, Ling Ling beat my face.
I don't beat my face beat.
Before she went to Detroit to go to the strip club. I said, you going to the strip club? Told me, yeah, TT, you should go with me. Yeah. I'm like, girl, bye. So shout out to Kia for beating Pebble's face. And shout out to my niece, Ling Ling Jazzy, for beating her TT Tyra face. So ladies, Y'all ready to get into it?
Get into it.
What we about to get into?
Hot topics.
Hot topics. Come on.
Marriage versus, well, not hot topics, real life topics.
Okay, real life topics.
Real life topics. Marriage versus boyfriend, girlfriend. So Pebbles, you're dating.
Yes, I am.
That's what's up. I'm excited about that. Because you done kissed a lot of frogs.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Pass the ball.
She's been delivered.
I'm trying to lock this one in for marriage. Okay.
So you want to be married?
Yeah, what I'm doing, keep laying this in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be a hypocrite.
Right. And you kind of said something, kind of told our history.
Mm-hmm.
How, you know, I was like the teenagers, we were teenagers coming to your house.
Yes.
And Pebbles would always cook for us.
All the time. I'm cooking right
Yes. I got to give me some tacos.
now.
Yeah. Yes, I want some
Okay.
tacos.
Okay.
And I want some black eyed peas. I can't believe you did that.
I thought somebody else was on the side.
She is so petty.
She just really took herself out of that conversation.
No, because
Right,
guess
right.
what? You know how Big Baby would always eat at my house?
Mm-hmm.
She cooks now. She like a wife.
She a wife.
Yes. But we're going to get into that too. But right now, I'm talking about we getting into it. We getting into it. So, Pebbles, you want to be married?
Yes, I do.
I don't ever remember you really ever saying you wanted to be married. It was always, these motherfuckers getting on my nerves. Right. But I just, like, I knew, like,
Well, you know, I took a lot of breaks by myself and just
Right.
had nobody in my life for years,
Mhm.
you know, and all of that. Before I met him, it was the same way. So I like this.
At what moment in your life, because you're 50 now, Pebbles, I can't believe you're 50. Like, I can't even believe I'm 44. It just seems like,
went by like this.
just like this, Pebbles, it seems like I was 14 coming to your crib. Like a teenage girl trying to figure out my way in life.
So funny and cute too.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, girl.
I was funny and cute.
Yeah, you ain't.
But Pebbles, you always, like, I knew I was one of your favorites.
But I wouldn't let y'all do no. I would tell y'all what was right.
And that's what I was gonna get to.
You know.
Even back then, you schooled us. Like, you dropped them jewels and you held us accountable. You get what I'm saying? But what I love about you, and I'm not surprised that you want to be married, is you always been zero tolerance. Can I kind of tell like my favorite story of you?
Yeah, girl.
I gotta tell this story. I ain't gonna tell because you know
You can tell me. You can tell a story.
I'm not gonna tell everything though, because you know I've been in this for a minute, so I know how to maneuver around shit, right?
Okay, go ahead.
But my favorite story of you, Pebbles.
Let me hear this story.
I got so many, but I don't know why every time I see this picture in my mind, I kiki. I can't stop laughing.
Okay.
I remember pulling up to your crib, walking in the house when you said the Selby Hood.
Okay.
Walking up in your house, and you had that tether on your fucking ankle.
Oh yeah. Oh look, yeah. I did. And you know what? It is so funny.
Yes. We had
It was so funny. This is what's so funny about it. The men thought it was so sexy.
Yes. The men thought it was sexy.
I had it going on that time I was locked down. Okay.
Oh my goodness, Pebbles. We was like,
I
oh,
never was.
you couldn't go to
Never.
We would drop the kid. Well, I would drop Teray off to you because you couldn't go nowhere.
Oh, everybody dropped the kids off to me. That never
Because
changed.
Pebbles couldn't go nowhere. And we was at the club like
Yeah,
forever.
All over the place.
That was so funny.
Like, and I know it was such a dark time for you.
It
to be
was
in that
because
situation.
I really was a good girl, so I was kind of messed up by that. But
Like,
You
just
know,
on the
you know.
humbug, you got caught up in some dumb shit.
yeah, and
Girls,
Yeah.
just like that, you can get caught up in some
Yeah.
dumb shit, right?
Yes.
And it shifts your life like instantaneously and
Yes.
dramatically,
Yes.
right? But I say that, and I don't celebrate the darkness for you, But like that was just like one of the dope moments for me when I walked into the crib and you had that tether on your ankle, yo. Like
I was going to work.
you was going.
I had on my mini skirt.
Yes.
I had on my shorts. I wasn't embarrassed about it because I made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
You know, I made a mistake. I owned it, and hey, it is what it is. But I had fun when I was on that tether. I'm gonna tell you. I was never bored.
He was gonna give me. I'll toast to that because neither was I. Thank you, Tether. That tether opened up so many doors.
Yeah.
But back to the real topic. Like, so now that you're in this relationship and you're looking to be married, and from what I understand, he's an amazing catch. And I'm gonna tell you what I loved about where you are now, because I know the frogs that you kiss. I've been there through it all, like you've been there with me through it all, right? But when I walked into the crib and the whole crib was redone, I was like, oh, we hit the lottery.
Yeah, we did.
And that's exactly what, because see, I love it when a man is a man's man. And he takes the initiative to make sure that his woman is good. So, boyfriend or husband, what is it for you? Did you like your husband better when he was your boyfriend, or you like him better now that he's your husband?
I just want to know, is it really a difference?
It's the difference is the only difference I see is with the marriage is like, okay, boyfriend, girlfriend, like, nigga, shut up, you shut up, deuces, you know, you walk away. But with a marriage, it's like, you know, argument, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You have to resolve it, you know, it's steps, you have to like, hey.
It's levels to this shit.
Like, don't talk to me in that tone, you know, like, hey, it is going up, you know, we have to correct ourselves so we can have a conversation about whatever the problem situation is. And, you know, so that would be like the difference, you know, say I got papers on the dog.
Say it again. What you say?
I got papers.
You got papers on the dog. I think, but to contest to what you said, it is very important for women to understand that marriage is a whole nother level versus a boyfriend or girlfriend, and men too, versus a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship. See, because let me be 100 with you. See, when I'm dating you, I ain't got to screw you. I ain't got to pray for you. I ain't got to cook for you. I ain't got to clean for you. I ain't got to wash your nasty ass drawers. I ain't got to do none of that, right?
Right.
But when we're married, the Bible says that I can't even withhold sex from you and fast without having to talk to you first.
Oh my God. Do y'all know that the pastor will tell y'all that? Like, I mean, and constantly he like going to the scripture like, you know, hey, we don't need to be doing all that. You don't tell me that in the Bible. But yes, it's definitely in there, and our pastor told us that.
Well, I just don't think, but let me tell you something.
But it goes both ways, though.
When marriage is a lot of work.
Relationship is
Yeah,
a lot of work.
but no. A relationship is a lot of work, but marriage is a lot of work. And people,
see the difference.
And people will say, "Oh, I love marriage. Oh, I love marriage," and that's cool. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. But people that tell you that they don't argue and they don't do none of that, because there's always going to be some type of clashing. Like your personalities clash, if not anything. Even in a relationship, your personalities clash.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so, people get comfortable, with being who they are. And sometimes marriages become stagnant, and so, you just have to, but let me tell y'all something. I'm living my blessed life. And I ain't going back and forth with nobody. Nobody. And I just feel like at 44, because life started for me so young, I'm doing me and I'm focusing on me. You see what I'm saying? Like I've been a mom for 27 years. Polo 27. Therese 27. Right? Then.
Dang, you don't seem like you that old.
Right. Well, Daquan old too.
But that just makes you realize how long you've been putting up with Tyra. Like her age. Like, oh my God.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. That's how long we've been sisters. longer than that because I like it's not like I was pregnant then I met y'all.
No, you didn't have no kids.
I didn't have no kids.
No,
I was
you got-
young.
You got pregnant when we was in driver's training. I have Tyra pass driver's training.
Wait a minute.
Well, we gonna get to all of that. We gotta stay on the task. Look, let me tell you something. If I tell cut, that's what I mean.
No, ain't nobody in the cut. We not.
If I say cut,
I'll go live and let y'all
that's
know
what I mean.
what y'all need to know. I'll go live and let y'all know.
Let's go to the next real topic so we can get to the topic that everybody want to talk about, which seems to be me.
Okay.
Setting boundaries with family and friends. I found that to be harder when I was younger,
Mhm.
but baby,
No,
when I
that's
turned after
peace.
at 40,
That's peace.
honey, let me tell y'all something. I don't care who you are. I will not deal with you if you acting cray-cray. Block, like I love my phone. Block, block. Do not disturb. Like I'm just saying. Setting boundaries now for me has been the most easiest thing ever.
Mhm.
But when I was younger, I couldn't set those, but I didn't understand the difference between healthy boundaries and non-healthy boundaries.
Because we always thought family is everything.
Mhm.
Right.
That's what we always said.
We were raised like that, weren't we?
Yeah, family is everything.
Mhm.
That's what we always said. That's how we.
How are you in setting boundaries? Because your family, which are my sisters too, because you're the baby. This is why we call her Big Baby. And we call her Big Baby for the simple fact that she was the last.
You said you was gonna tell that story.
She was the last to do everything. Skip school, have sex, smoke weed, have kids.
Because I want a hot like Tyra. Who the hell want to be banging when they what, 11 and 12? No, I'm good.
I wasn't baking when I was 11 and 12, but we call her Big Baby because she was the last. How old is your son?
He is 12.
Her son is 12 and she's 44. So that's why we call her Big Baby, because she was the last to do it all. And she's the baby from her parents. So because y'all grew up so close, Bully and Dwayne made sure that y'all were close knit family. You have two older sisters.
Mhm.
Hey Didi, hey Wani, which are my sisters that I love. How was it for you building or setting boundaries for your sisters? Because you're the baby.
We don't really have to set no boundaries because each of us have our own personality. You know, Dee, she's like, you know, the quiet type. Wani, that's one devil, you know, like.
That's the rah-rah right there.
Like, that's just hell. Just
Yeah, that's like hell on the stick. Like Hell's Kitchen
My
ain't
mama
got
used to
nothing
say,
on
"Here come
Wani.
hell."
Like, right.
Here come hell.
Here come hell, Wani is, yeah.
You know, it's just, I mean, now, especially now that I'm grown, you know, it's just, I don't know, we just click, you know, because we've always been tight. But we just
Do you think losing both of your parents, y'all's parents, made y'all become closer?
No, we were already close, but when our mom passed in 2015, you know how you get into it with your siblings and, you know, you might not talk to them. You know, once she passed, it was like, okay, we can no longer do that. So if I get mad at Wani or get mad at Didi or they get mad at me, we get that 24 hours and then this next day, that's just gone. You know, don't hold that grudge. Because I'm a person that holds grudges. I don't care if
You a Pisces. That's what we
family or
do.
not. I'm holding a grudge.
That's what we do. Because all of us Pisces. Do y'all think that's why we got along so good? Because all of us
We are all
Pisces.
Pisces.
Probably. Because, yeah, I hold a grudge.
Well, we understand
walk
each
in the
other.
same
That's what
house
we
we
do.
do. Because don't nobody really
Not
understand
saying
Pisces.
Right.
They don't.
We're
understand.
mystical.
Mhm.
And so let me ask you, because you come from a big family too. And like Bully didn't play. I love both of your parents. Dwayne was my baby. Bully was my baby. But Bully did not play, right? And your mama don't play, didn't play.
Still don't play.
And you come
Still don't play.
you come from a family with several sisters and brothers. How has it been for you? Like younger, was it easier setting boundaries versus now?
Well, you know, I just was always the laid back, easy boy. But now I'm in a different place because I'm like trying to like the peace and to myself. So, you know, we just on different levels a little bit sometimes, but we still see each other all the time. We talk, you know what I'm saying?
Do everybody still come to your house? Because
Yeah.
everybody comes to Pebbles house.
Yeah.
And when I say everybody, I don't mean like everybody, because everybody ain't getting through them doors, but I mean the family.
Every family, their friends.
Right.
Yep, they still do.
Did you see everybody?
Still do.
Yeah,
They
that
still
was
do.
right.
But when I
Is
get
it
tired,
good?
I just go,
Right.
you know, go stay over there with my mom
Right.
and get my break. And then
Right.
I
You come back home and they still be at your house.
Oh, no. Well, you know, kids, I still stay there.
Right.
So, of course, they still gonna come over to
Right.
be at home, too, you know.
So I just feel like just setting those boundaries, because a lot of people, adults, don't know how to set boundaries. And, you know, and I know it can be challenging when you're dealing with your family and your friends, but not setting boundaries will have you in a world of chaos, honey. So as a grown ass person, you got to learn how to set boundaries.
Yeah, that's true.
And you might have to say some things with some boundaries. Hold on. You see my man's car in the driveway? Don't stop. Keep going. And like Jodeci, don't talk. Just listen. You get what I'm saying? What's another boundaries? Oh, you don't want me disciplining your children, but you think you can say something to my children. Like it's just those type of boundaries. Or borrowing money. Why people get mad when you ask for your money back?
Why you gotta ask for your money back?
That's what I was just gonna say, and that's what I was gonna say about the boundaries too.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to put out boundaries because everybody should already know the boundaries.
But hold on.
They should know.
But everybody don't have common sense.
They should want the same. They should give you the same respect that they want.
But everybody don't have the common sense,
But yeah.
or the courtesy, or the decency.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I step on your toe, I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, Pebbles." The next person step on your toe, they might not say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you have to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah, you do.
And you have to set boundaries.
Yeah, you're right. And I've been learning that over the years.
I can't believe you ain't mastered it yet because you're a firecracker and you're zero tolerance.
And see, that's usually what happens.
Did you see that?
She starts.
Right.
That's usually what happens. The firecracker.
The firecracker, right. Because
then,
you talk so calm for so long.
And then I'm the wrong one.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like people push you, like when you're talking calm, nobody listens to you, but when you nut up, everybody pay attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like that too?
Yeah. Because I'll be nice for it too, and then, you know, I just had a situation where I had to tell somebody about themselves and I hurt their feelings. Sorry.
It's not.
Well, but see, that's why we should stop waiting until the bill done.
Right.
Because then we say.
But now I don't.
The way it don't come out right.
Right, but see, those setting boundaries. You cannot let shit slide. Let me tell you something. When you let things slide, that's when bigger things happen.
You're right. You're right.
Let me tell you something. A flood don't start out as a flood, honey. A flood starts out as water dripping sometimes, right? Boop, boop. You know how annoying that is? Boop. Water dripping. Y'all know how water drips in the faucet. You know it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? A flood just don't start out as a flood. It starts off with some type of water just coming. So the water just comes, then all of a sudden, here comes a fucking tsunami. Sorry, not sorry. Here comes a tsunami, and then before you know it, you're going ziggity boom on somebody.
That's how I do. That's how I do too. You're right about that.
So let's talk about what's the time? What we got, producers? What time is it? What we got? Because I got to make sure I get to all of this. Oh, is it? Didn't I tell y'all that it was gonna go quick?
Yeah, because you.
Okay, so let's talk about 1 minute. We're probably gonna go like 15 minutes over. Y'all stay with us. Don't go nowhere. I know I said it's an hour, but this is getting good. Raising millennium kids.
Oh, Lord.
Because you have one in school that's virtual. How is that working out for you?
Oh, that's good. I'm so proud of my son. He's like, you know, he's into it. He does what he has to do. I'm not standing over here. I'm not no teacher. You know, because if you don't do it, then you would be the one that's flunking, not me.
So while we're talking about the virtual, did you see the little boy who got suspended because the little BB gun was in the background?
The Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Yes, the little black boy.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, a young man got suspended because he was doing virtual schooling and teacher saw a gun in the background. called the school, then they called the police. But here's my thing with this. A Nerf gun looks just like a Nerf gun. It's either green, it's either blue, it's either red, it's either yellow, or it's either gray. You know how I know? Because Nerf guns are all over my home. A Nerf gun does not look like a real gun. So yes, Pebbles, I did see that. And I was just so, I'm over it. I'm over the racial profiling. I'm over the racism and all of that other good stuff. But shout out to the parents that's out there that's doing the virtual schooling, because it is not for me. And I'm going to drink for you.
Look, because my grandson went to spend the night. And so she was like, you know, you can do school with him tomorrow, can't you? And I said, let me think about that.
Right.
Because he had to be on the thing from like 8 in the morning
To
like
4, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
See, but mine though.
And I
you don't
said-
see him. He just goes in and does his work. So it's.
And I'm like, so let me think about that. Let me think about that.
See, it's a whole nother mode, because then you have to be the teacher. But this is what I told baby. Nana is not the teacher's aide. Nana is not the teacher. Let me tell you who Nana is. Nana's the principal. And if I get a call about you, or if you have to come to the principal's office, it's a whole problem. So he doesn't want to talk to the principal. So let's real quick, because we only got a couple of minutes. I wanted to talk about the loyal code, respect. Do y'all feel that this generation has lost the code of conduct?
Yes. They don't even have respect for their parents, half of them. Half of them don't even have respect for themselves, let alone their parents, their siblings. They just don't.
What can we do to pull them back in?
Girl, your guess is mine.
I mean, they just need to listen, but of course you can't
Make somebody listen.
They don't listen.
She said they don't
They
listen.
think
That's
they
the
know
problem.
everything.
Mhm.
These young people of today think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing, honey. So I just let mine go their heads a little bit now and then.
Right, you have to, because you can't shield your children from everything. And this was a learning experience for me, because I have the one, and I think I shielded him and saved him from almost everything.
And I can say I did the same.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, it's not the,
You just started wiping the
it's
table.
just not the best.
You already see her wiping the table because she had to think about
He's
something.
a 30-year-old brat. But
Spoiled rotten.
I did that. But I was trying to keep my child safe and out of
I
jail.
remember when Daquan was little, he had both his ears pierced. He had them pretty eyes. Like all of us spoiled him because we didn't have kids then.
Well,
He was everybody's baby.
So now there's not.
But y'all still spoiled Teray. I spoiled O'Shea. And I think that's what we do. I think we do the men in our families injustice.
Yeah, we do.
When we spoil their asses rotten. And we be so hard on our girls. And that has to change. Because one thing that I understand now, I understand now, is no, boys don't bring babies home, but they make them.
Right.
And boys, even though they don't bring babies home, they make them. We're supposed to be rearing them to be husbands, to be providers, to be fathers, not baby daddies. You get what I'm saying? And so now that I know better, now that I'm older and I know better, I get it now.
I get it now.
That's why I'm not playing with my grandsons.
I get it now too.
I'm not playing with none of them. Bryson, baby, I'm not playing with my
But
grandsons.
I honestly can say I spoil all my kids.
Well, yeah.
But
You
you
know,
know, you do. You know, you kind of want to keep your boys safe and out of jail.
Right,
So you try, you know, yeah.
So
You don't want your son in jail or dead. You know, so you try to do what you know to keep it, make it, you know, where he don't want to be.
Well, one of the things, well, you try to make it easier for
But
him,
you don't.
but you don't. We make it harder. And one of the things that I've learned is to stop putting my nose in God's business. Stop putting my hands in stuff when God is doing something.
That's true.
You know, as much as we love our kids, we have to love God enough to know that He does all things well.
Yeah,
And sometimes you just gotta take your hands up off them so God can deal with them and do what He needs
until I
to
got
do.
back in that place, that's when I knew that's when I could let go.
Mm-hmm.
When I got back in that place with God, that's when I knew I could let go.
Yeah.
And I have. I really have. I've been living my life.
You look good too, Pebbles.
Thank you.
You look good too, big baby. I just can't believe, so since y'all wanted to get to this topic and talk about me and spill the tea and sell secrets. Let me tell y'all to the bloggers out there.
You saw my secret?
I didn't sell your secret.
Well, you did ask.
I
me,
asked,
You did.
and I just gave one of my best experiences with my homegirl. My sister, I walked up in the crib, she had a tether on her.
Well, you know, I ain't scared. I don't give a damn about when nobody
Listen,
finds. You know, I ain't care.
Listen, that was like the first time I had ever seen a female with a
And
tether.
and my little skinny legs.
Right. And your short mini skirt.
Yeah, I had on my little mini skirt, girl. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But I just wanted to say thank you, ladies, so much for doing this show with me. I knew I was gonna have fun. I knew I was gonna be laughing. I knew I was gonna be kikiing. And I promised at the end that we could talk a little bit about my journey, because I think sometimes people think that I just woke up fabulous. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't been through anything. I haven't had the valleys. I haven't had the gutter moments. I haven't had the real lows. You get what I'm saying? And so it's always been my passion and my heart's prayer was to just inspire and to be open and honest about who I was, the things that I've done, shit that I've grew through, shit that I've learned, life experiences, because it don't get no realer than these streets. You get what I'm saying? And although God saved me, the streets raised me. So for me to be a little shorty coming to your house at 12 years old and 13 and just sitting at your feet and listening to the shit that you was going through and telling me, don't you go through this. Don't never let XYZ woo, 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 woo. You know, so for me, Delonda, and with you, I think we were, in the 7th, 8th grade? 8th grade when we met. And like to have you as a best friend, and this is what I want all women to understand. When you have a sisterhood like we do over 30 years, because they quite 30. An over 30-year sisterhood. No, you didn't. To have this now and to know that we've had some highs and lows in our relationships as sisters. Because, and I just thought about it when we were sitting here, like we all Pisces. You know what I'm saying? And we all feel, as Pisces, we feel everything. And I was talking and I'm going to start with you, Pebbles, because it just recently happened. I think I pulled up on you. It had been a couple of years we hadn't talked. And I pulled up outside our house. Actually, let me say this. There's not a time when I'm here that I don't pull up on the crib, but nobody is ever there. But this particular day, I pulled up, and the cars was outside. Everybody was there. Linda, Vicky, everybody was Sherrod. Sherrod wasn't there. And Tangier wasn't there. And so I sat in the car because we had some time apart as sisters, if y'all know what I'm saying, right? Okay. And I sat in the car, and I said, I'm about to walk up in here. Either we gonna hug or we gonna fight. So I knocked on the door because I don't care. Either we hugging or we fight, right? I knocked on the door, and what made my heart smile actually was teary-eyed. Because Keziah came to the door, and she was like, Auntie Tyra. And it was just like, but Tangier and I kept talking. Yeah. Which is Pebbles' eldest daughter. We kept talking even when we weren't talking. And I know when Teray would come to Michigan, he would see you. Mm-hmm. Because one of our things has always been our kids never got into our dysfunction for whatever reason. But what was funny to me when you and I talked, when we hugged. Mm-hmm. And we hugged for a long time. Mm-hmm. And when we finally talked on the phone, because you looked at me and you was like, I miss you. And I was like, I miss you too, because we had some dope ass moments as sisters. We did. You know, and what's crazy to me is when we talked on the phone, you said to me, I didn't think we fell out. I don't know what happened. And I had to be the mature person and be 100 and say, Pebbles, it wasn't you, it was me. I was going through some shit. You get what I'm saying? And I had to step back and get myself together because the shit that I was going through was literally trying to take me up out of here. And I'm the type of person, and y'all understand this as Pisces or as women, strong women, when we go through, we back up. We shut down. Pisces women do. Right. And so I don't think it was personal towards you. It was just something that I had to do for me. But what blessed me was when I came and knocked back up on that door, you opened up your door and your arms for me. And so I just miss my sister. Like, you've always been my sister. And we didn't fall out. I think we just had a moment. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. But, you know, when life happens, real shit come through the door. You get what I'm saying? And so I just want to say, as far as sisterhood, like, I love what we have. And even with you, Big Baby, we've had our moments. See, I just stopped talking to you. I wasn't talking to her ass neither. I broke up with everybody. Everybody.
But she was the issue.
I was the issue. That's what she gonna say. I don't even think it was the issue. I think that sometimes in your life, you have to come from amongst. I was setting on this journey. This was the journey. This is when I first got into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to come from amongst and figure out what it was that I wanted, how to do it. Because I was a novice. I didn't know none of this.
You was just getting
I was just jumping off the porch in it. And so, but I think even with you, even though we weren't talking, I think, yeah, me and you was more at it than me and Pebbles. You know what I'm saying? Pebbles just didn't say shit. Me and you, you know, we street. We not that Pebbles ain't street, but you know, this one right here, this one right here. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna have to hit her jaw.
No, it wouldn't even went down like that.
Look.
Tyra got the shit beat out of her. Real quick.
See, here we go still. She still want to act like she the hardest one in the group. But here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You can't take her nowhere. But I think even so much so for you, that when Booley left this earth, and I got the text message, like, oh, you know, Delonda mom died. What? Like, you can't send me no fucking text message like that.
Right.
I don't care if we wasn't speaking. So it was important to me because I didn't have her number. She didn't have my number. So I sent the text. I was like, send her this text message. Like, yo, I love you. I don't give a fuck that we ain't talking. I'm going to call you. Here's my number. What you need. You know, because when life happens, the dumb shit goes out the window.
Right.
It do.
Not for everybody, though. Only certain people get that
Right.
type of treatment.
Yeah.
Because I done had some people that has done a whole bunch of dumb shit that I don't even want in my life no more.
Some
Right.
people you don't want in your life.
You get what I'm saying? But I think for us, we've invested so many years of
But
sisterhood.
you know,
The good outweighs the bad.
Mhm.
it ain't never been a relationship where you can't go back to. You know what I mean? Fall out over. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we didn't ever just like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just was like,
I ain't fucking with her right now.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, fuck that bitch.
Right. Because I'd be like, bitch, right.
Motherfucker.
But let me tell you something.
But that goes to
Ain't
show
that-
we got the same attitude.
But that's why we've been sisters for so long.
Look, that's how long we stopped talking when we be married.
But here's the thing.
Oh, wow.
Could nobody else do nothing to y'all? I'd have showed up quick.
I know
Quick.
that too.
You feel me? And y'all know, like, what? What?
Action.
Right. We got action, and then we can fight afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pulling up because there's never not been a moment where we didn't pull up for each other and we didn't show up for each other. And so, Delonda, a lot of times you talk about, and Pebbles, I'm going to get to you because you play a major part for me too, because y'all have been my confidants, my sisters. Y'all got secrets that y'all taking to the grave. Like when she was saying that she goes, that's not even her stilo. She coded out, honey.
That's what I said
She
about
ain't
you.
never right. She ain't never telling secrets. Even though Pebbles had that tell the older name. Like that ain't a secret though, Pebbles. That's public information.
I don't care about that, girl. I don't care about
I
that.
know you know what I'm saying. That ain't a secret. That's public information. But
You asked me anyway.
but no, that was just one of my moments. And okay, so let me tell you. No, but I probably need to expound a little bit more why I said that. No, I'm gonna say it because you need. Sometimes it's okay to let me celebrate you.
Okay.
I watched you go through that, and I watched them snatch everything from you.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't have no type of help, no nothing, and you have to figure it all out. And it was times you like, I gotta figure out, and you did it, and you still standing. Like they stripped you of everything, and you still stood tall through it all, 10 toes down. Never really murmured, complained. Make sure all 3 of your kids had what they needed. And so that blesses me. Like, I watched you go through that shit. Like, that was real. Because the next chick might not would have made it.
You know what, Tyra? That made me stronger.
And that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it made me know that I don't have to depend on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it just made me stronger. We live, we learn.
And but when I think of you, I think about you, how strong you are. You've been through so much. Like, one show ain't gonna do us no justice. You know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all have been through so much. But to just see you go through that 10 toes down, like, that was a federal charge. You get what I'm saying? And you don't bounce back from that. And look at you now.
I never stopped. I said, well, hell, it is what it is, but I ain't gonna let them hold me back.
And you did let them hold you back. And every time I remember when they was trying to, like, lock you up. It was just crazy. Like, you had to go check in. Remember when I was on probation, I had to check in? Delonda, the reason why I'm on probation, because she the one
I fucking was taking you. What are you talking about? I'm the reason.
She's the reason why I almost went to jail and was on parole probation, because she the one that took me to the store where I jumped over the counter and let me see, friends don't let friends do dumb shit. She
rolled with you.
She drove me to the store.
But I didn't tell you to throw no fucking shoe at a cashier. I didn't tell you to do that.
Okay, let's change the subject. So,
No.
So, you always say how when I'm having a funk and I don't feel like I can go on, you always remind me of how resilient I am. And you will say things like, I remember when you didn't even have a stove and you would cook. I gotta let her say it, because I can't say it like
oh
her.
my God, Tyra didn't have a fucking stove, but she had this, what is it called? An eye. It was an eye in this hot plate. Cooked a whole Sunday meal on this hot plate. And for whatever reason, it would still be hot. Like, did you even have a microwave? I don't even think you had a microwave. But she would cook, and it was just like, she was cooking for her. Right, of course, bitch, I'm getting some too. Shit, we smoke out, I'm getting some. So she just would cook on this hot plate, and I used to be like, dang. But it never stopped her, though. It was just so crazy that she just used to whip up a whole fucking meal on a one plate. Like,
what's crazy to me is that you would remember that, because when you said it, actually when she first said it to me, because I forgot. You know how you go through some stuff, like, that was a real painful time. You know what I'm saying?
You kind of like block it out.
Right. I forgot, and I started crying when she said it to me, because, like, if that's not resilience, if that's not determination, like, I've always been resilient. I've always been determined. I've always been loyal. I've always been committed. I've always been dedicated. And it takes her to talk about me when I was in church real heavy, and how we would hang out.
Tyra do everything up under the sun. Drinking, drugging. What? Sunday coming.
She be in church.
She be in church, directing the choir, doing everything. Like, dang, I'm in the bed. Like,
She
I ain't
did.
going to church.
She did.
I don't think people realize that.
Every
She
Sunday.
did.
It didn't matter if she came. If we came in and she got dropped off at 8:30 in the morning, she finna be in Sunday school.
9:30. Had enough time to shower and to repent while I was in the shower. Now, Lord, I'm about to go do your work. Give me strength. But see, people will look at that and be like, she should be ashamed of herself.
No, why?
All of that built me.
Well, no, why would you be ashamed?
All of that built me.
He said, come as you are. He mean in your soul, your physical being.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what he means.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get fixed until you try.
But I always looked at it like, no matter what I'm going to do, I'm still going to make time for the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, that's how I always looked at it, like, dang, she did.
No
like,
matter where you are, who you are.
Yeah, and what you're doing, it don't matter what you're doing or what you're going through right at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna love you.
And God can use anybody,
Yeah.
even when you said drugging. Like I look back being addicted to cocaine, because blow was my drug of choice. Let me tell y'all something before y'all start these rumors. Let me clear it all up for you. Cocaine, also known as blow, was my drug of choice. It was never no crack, heroin, none of that. Weed, I wasn't really a drinker, but I would drink occasionally. I thank God that I didn't get strung out. Like, I had a habit, but when I look at some of the people that had habits and were strung out, like all through my journey, God kept his hands on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I love him so much. That's why I give him his just due. That's why whenever he rocks out for me, I let it be known, because I was in the gutter. You know what I'm saying?
You really should be a fiend if you know.
Right, I really should be. Because all my niggas, all my men were drug dealers. So I had access to it.
Sorry about that word. You said it 9,000
Did I? All my men were drug dealers. You get what I'm saying? And so it was easy. It wasn't like I was out here tricking for it. Let's clear that up too. She's never tricked for it. All of her men were the men. Okay?
You always had you one.
All of them. I always kept me. I love drug dealers. I love men in the streets. And so for me, that's where that lifestyle came from. You know what I'm saying? And so I look back and I say, God, you kept me. Because I should be a dope fiend. I should be on the corner still doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to trick to get me my next fix. But God kept his hand on me. So when I hear people, because y'all know they be talking about me still. Like, a lot of people can't believe that I made it to where I am. But even when we go back to school, I think about how I got like Miss Motormouth, Miss Talkative, Miss Know-It-All,
Miss Ho. Tara's known as the Tara's known as the Whittier dick sucker.
Yes, that's what they said. And let me tell y'all something. This is why I hate rumors. Because, and this what kept me and her from, this actually what brought us kind of together. So when I got kicked up out of Whittier, because some girls thought that they could jump me from the projects, and I dealt with them, right? So, but because my grades was good, they sent me to Southwestern. So, and what's crazy is because I was at Whittier and I had everything, the academics, I've always been smart. I had advanced choir at Central. I had advanced band at Central. And I'm in junior high with these high school classes. And so it was just, now that I think about it, it was the devil that was just setting me up. So I got kicked up out of Whittier. They sent me to Southwestern. And before I could even get to that little wannabe bougie school, it was already, my name was in the streets. Oh, she's sexually active. She sucked dick. She da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, so me and Delonda, we become friends. And so we laughing. And you know how you tell your homegirl the first time you did something? And I was like, yo, like, I'm finally, whoop, spoken to the mic. She like, what? Bitch, that was the rumor back in the day. They said you've been doing that. I was like, huh? Tell your story.
I just shit. Tara was the dick sucker from Whittier that sucked dick in pictures.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
That's, and how?
I mean, everybody. I mean,
that's what they said.
It's
They always hated on me.
That's Tara, you can fuck Tara.
That's what they
look
said.
At her lips, look at her booty.
That's what they said. That's what they said. And how? And when you found out the first time I did it, what was your response? Did you want to go back to school and be like, y'all lied?
Because it really didn't matter. You know, some people just spread rumors just because they don't want somebody to be friends with them. So, you know.
And I think that's what it was.
It doesn't even matter because what you think don't make me hum.
Right.
You know, it don't matter what you do.
But once you became friends with me and the things that they were saying about me, you got to see for yourself. What was your mindset?
Oh, like it wasn't all true. Like, okay, yeah, she fuck you, but it's not fucking like what y'all.
Right. Like they had me out here holding like I was on the floor. I'm a street
awesome. She was getting trains ran on her.
Oh my God.
Girl, yes. Everything.
Let me tell y'all something. Still to this day, and I don't know why women have a problem with their sexuality. I don't. Oh, and I'm never, if I did it, I'm going to say I did it because I that's just me. But I just still to this day, I hear some of the stuff and people be like, man, I'm so glad I got to know you because they said, and I be like, they said that about me? Like they said that? And control you. They'll label you. You get what I'm saying? I was good.
Yeah.
Like, all that matters to me is not what people think of me, it's what people know of me. And I don't give a flying what nobody thinks of me outside of my immediate. Because one thing I know for sure, two things I know for certain, is that a lie will spread faster than the truth. And so, you know what I'm saying? And
A
so,
lie is more entertaining.
it's so much more entertaining.
That goes back to why everybody need to mind their own damn business. Girl. All the way around this people. The white people, them parents, they need to mind their own damn business.
Not the parents.
If you white and you don't like black people, mind your own damn business.
Right.
We don't bother you until you bother us. Just mind your own damn business.
Mind your own damn business.
Everybody just need to get that concept.
Mind your own damn business. But I guess what I want to say, and I'm gonna get back because I'm gonna close that out with mind your own damn business. Before we about to close out, I guess that conversation had to come up because what we're understanding and seeing now is society is bullying. I thank God Facebook and social media wasn't out when we was out.
Oh Lord.
Because I probably would have been one of the people that was bullied. And here's what they tried to bully. I would have been one of the ones they tried to bully, right? And the reason why I said it is because I was always more advanced in my body. I've always had a body. My body has always been bad, right? And so it made a lot of girls not like me because they men was looking at me, their boyfriends and everything wanted to be with me. And so I can only imagine what it is that these babies go through now on social media when they're pretty, you know, when their body is banging or when they're outgoing or they have a lot of dope, good shit going on for them. And so I think if that was to happen to me back then, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it. Because back then I cared more about what people thought about me. Now I give no fucks.
And that's why a lot of these kids be killing themselves.
Right. Then that's what I'm saying.
A lot of them be
The
doing drugs
suicide. Right.
Just to get over what other people saying and what people thinking about them.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're going to talk about you anyway.
Right.
And so I just want to say to the young lady out there that's struggling with being cyber bullied, or we're in a generation now where men are leaking women's shots, news shots that they send to them. You know, men are exposing women and being punks. I just want to say to you out there, baby girl, keep your head up. People are going to say what they want to say about you. You know what I'm saying? 99% of the shit is probably made up. You know, I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be not liked, to be judged because you think, you know, I guess because I had a big booty, I was screwing, but nobody really knows that I grew up on a dirt road working in the garden with my grandmother.
That is not the reason.
Oh, girl. Well,
That is because your mama got a big
Well, I'm
ass,
saying-
her mama.
well, I'm
Like,
saying
that's
my body
generation
was
after
full.
generation
My
ass.
body was full
Just
because,
all shape.
well, yeah, that's true.
All
But
the women.
what I'm saying is my body was full because I'm a country girl. I grew up on greens, smokehouse, everything. And my family is like, my mama was a brick house. My big mama was a brick house. But versus growing up in the city, I didn't grow up like that. Like, I grew up country. So what I'm saying is I know what it feels like to be disliked because you're different. Baby girl, do you, be you.
But everybody different.
But no, everybody don't want to be different.
They got to understand they are, though.
See, I embrace who I am.
But you know what? Everybody need to know it's a flaw about everybody.
Everybody. There's some things that I don't like about me, but you will never know.
So that's how you get your hate.
Right.
That's how you get your hate.
Right.
Find
You
that
know,
flaw.
just
Yeah,
fine.
baby.
But here's the thing. Just be true to you.
Yeah, that's it.
Be true to you. Nobody cares what they're saying. Nobody cares what they think about you. Nobody cares. Because if I would have cared about what they thought about me, I wouldn't be sitting right here doing me.
Right.
3 shows later, the Tyra Hill Show, the Queen's Wine Down, and Tyra Hill's live jam session. Hello.
I knew you was going to do it, too.
Wow.
You was going to get there. I knew you
knew I was
was.
gonna do it.
Yeah, I did. This is right up your alley.
Oh. I think for me, it just, when the opportunity came, I wasn't excited about it. Now, I love this. I do this shit in my sleep. You get what I'm saying? And it's just been dope to be able to create and bring to life and give birth and learn so many different things about you. I don't even think that people understand the gifts and talents that's in them. You don't know all the gifts and the talents that's in you because nobody could have ever told me this. Singing, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But this, no. But when God stirs up the gifts in you and your gifts and talents start jumping out, you have no choice but to do what you're destined to do and what you're passionate in doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited about this season. I got a lot of dope shows this season. Next Sunday, same place, same time, I'm doing a show with 3 Black female authors. I'm excited about that. Then I am doing a show on the state of the Black community, mental health, with a male therapist and a female therapist, right? And then we're doing a show called The Bullet or the Ballot, and we're going to talk about election 2020, what it is that you need to know about it. I'm also doing a 2-part series show called Being a Black Woman in America and Being a Black Man in America. So the first part will be just women. The second part will be just men. And that conversation is going to be dope. I'm also doing a lot of dope other shows. I got a dope season ahead, and I'm excited about it. I'm happy that you queens came to wind down with me today. I just want to
enjoy myself.
And our table was so pretty. Latanya, I love you. Thank you so much for my beautiful table. I got some birthday shout outs to give. And my phone died. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna try to remember them. Creesha, happy birthday to you in Atlanta, Georgia. Britt, happy birthday to you in Baltimore, Maryland. Khadijah, happy birthday to you in Baltimore, Maryland. And it was somebody else's. And so I was asked, Sherrod, when is Sherrod's birthday? Oh, happy birthday, broski. Oh, I have a Sherrod. He gonna be mad. Sherrod, 48.
And Vicky turned 49 on the 25th.
Oh my goodness, happy birthday. Oh, she was bang, bang, bang.
She was getting it in, girl.
So yes. Latanya Fields, thank you for my beautiful table. Ling Ling, thank you for TT's makeup. You did that. Jay Southall came and laid my hair today, my custom unit that she made. It was dope experiencing you, Jay. Again, Daylicious Drinks. Was y'all drinks good?
It was actually good.
Mike, thank you for putting pressure on those ribs, that macaroni and cheese, and those green beans. And yeah, it is. Oh, my cake. I have a homemade banana pudding cake. Thank you, Tina, for my cake. Hold on, I got something that I want to do for my girls. Hold on, let me set these right here. Hold on. Before we... Oh, I crown you queen. Girl, crown you queen.
This is pretty. And it's actually heavy.
Oh, yeah, what you got on my cheap shit?
Bitch, stop playing.
This is a good gift.
Yeah, it is.
Ladies,
I guess.
let's toast. Oh, my crown.
Mm-hmm.
Let's toast to sisterhood, to adult 2021. Rosh Hashanah, my new year just happened. Happy New Year to all the Jewish people out there. And whatever you do, stay up, stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
It's the Queen's Wind Down.